finalist, 2022, 2023, and 2024 Texas Regional Radio Music Awards Best Internet Radio Station. Uvalde Radio.
UvaldeRadio.net. It is time for Friday Night Live. We are live at Broadway 30 downtown Uvalde for live music from the rising stars of Texas country. And we have got a special treat back for the first time since, man, it's been, I mean, maybe I guess it was last fall? I don't know.
Been a minute, yeah.
Been a minute. Please welcome Marshall.
Yay! Hello, Marshall.
All the way from Katy. What's going on, man?
What's going on?
You still calling Katy home, right?
Yep. For the moment, we'll see what happens there. But my lease is up in May, so.
Oh, really? So you're thinking about maybe moving around, or?
It's possible. I haven't really made any concrete plans yet, but you know, I've always threatened to move out to the hill country, and it is beautiful out there. But
you can be closer to us, man.
But I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah, man, very cool. Well, we can cross our fingers that happens, and it's good to have you back, man. So when's the last time that we were hanging out? Was it at the TCMAs?
I believe it was at the TCMAs in Fort Worth.
Texas Country Music
back in November.
Awards, back in November, right? And then I think we had you here for our Friday Night Live, probably late summer or fall.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It was.
It's a blur the way I get older, and I forget.
Yeah, I think it was like August or September.
Yeah. I think I remember it being a little on the warmer side still. So, well, man, I'm very appreciative they made the trip out here again. How was the drive in? I mean, you're driving in spring break. It's Friday. It probably could have been hairy. How was it?
Yeah, no, coming through San Antonio was not great.
Yeah, imagine. Whew. But you made it on time, made it here earlier than most, so that's good.
Well, and see, that's the thing is, having done this now a few times, I learned a while back that I just need to leave for Uvalde, like, give myself like 6 hours.
Very good.
Because I'm always going to be coming through on a Friday.
Right.
And I'm probably going to be hitting San Antonio at like 4:30.
But you don't have to hit Austin, right? You're coming.
No, I'm coming from Houston, so I'm coming down
south side.
10. But even still, like coming, I don't know if anybody in your listening knows much about the Houston area, but as you're coming from Houston through Katy, just on the other side of Katy, coming towards San Antonio, they're destroying the entire interstate.
Right.
So there's all kinds of holdups. I probably went through about 3 different wrecks on the way down here.
Yeah.
And rain and all kinds of other stuff.
And that's the story of Texas. Like I've said many times on this show, I make a lot of trips to North Texas, to Dallas area, and I swear they have been doing construction in the Waco area for 30 years now. I mean, it just never lets up. And then, you know, at least you don't have to drive through Austin. Because of all the places to drive through, that is the absolute worst. Okay, so count that blessing at least. So, I know you've gotten around the state enough to know the evil that is Austin, and we're not just talking about their morality.
Right.
But, man, it's good to have you back. It's a nice, windy evening. There was some rain in the forecast earlier. That's cleared. But, yeah, I'll take the breeze over the beat-down heat. Again, it's spring break in Uvalde, Texas, so come on out here and see live music by our buddy Marshall performing tonight, 7 o'clock. And we have got $4 pints while we're out here on the patio. Got some delicious artisan pizza and some great drink specials. And live music by Marshall. Now, Marshall, your current single is called Workin Kind. It's one of my personal favorites, man. I love this song. Spent like a good 5 weeks at least at number 1 on our UvaldeRadio.net chart. It's kind of on the tail end. Taking the tailspin.
I see what you did there.
But man, it's a great tune. I know this was we talked about it last time, kind of a reworked version of a song from your album, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So give us the lowdown on the Workin Kind. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. We'll get some more songs on too.
Absolutely. And for starters, I just want to say thank you so much, Robert, and everybody here in the Uvalde area who have supported this single. It was awesome being able to see my single at number 1 somewhere in the country. And right here in Uvalde is where it was. So thank you so much for all that. But I wrote this song a long time ago with I was in traffic when I was living in Nashville, and I was just sitting there thinking about like all the work that goes into all the things we do for work. But, the work that goes into relationships is just so much more valuable. And people don't really often think about it as work, but it is. It does take a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so that's what the song is really about. Is, you know, the character in the song, he's got working hands. He's a working kind of guy. He's got working boots, and he's got his love is the working kind too. So that's what the kind of the moral of that song is. But
I love the wordplay, man. Lyrically, I think it's beautiful. I mean, first of all, what really resonates with me also is that we live in, I've talked about this before, is that, you know, we're in a generation where everybody wants it easy anyway. Nobody wants to put in the work, everything. We actually, before we even got on the air, we were kind of talking about that a little bit, right? Kind of candidly. So, you know, I appreciate a song where people are highlighting, you know, the value of work, putting the work in, and not only as you know, with the images, the imagery that you provide with the song about, you know, about hands and boots, you know what I mean, and you know, mono, you know, labor work, you know, but yeah, again, like you said, the work it takes to make a relationship work, and I mean, musically, I mean, it's great. I think this is like a 10 out of 10 song. For those, anybody out there in Radio Land that, you know, if you're on a radio station, you didn't play this song, sucks to be you, because
yeah, you missed out.
I mean, I think it just, like I said before, and I feel like I'm just, you know, sucking up. But I just think this is one of those songs that sounds so good on the radio. It's just,
thank you, man.
And some people say radio song like it's a bad thing. And what I mean is one of those songs where you turn on the radio and you're like, oh yeah, that song's on, cool. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
Let's go and get it on so everybody knows what we're talking about. It's the Workin Kind. Spent 5 weeks at #1 right here on our Texas chart on UvaldeRadio.net. And this is Marshall, and we are at Friday Night Live.
Sometimes they heal, sometimes they hurt. Callous with scars they'll never lose. When times get tough, I fold them at church. And now there ain't much that they can't do. Well, I love the feel of yours in mine. My hands are the working kind. They got worn down soles and torn up leather. They're covered in dirt and clay. They're roughed up and barely held together. They'll never walk away. A better pair I'll never find. 'Cause my boots are the working kind. If push comes to shove, my boots will stand their ground. My hands will always pull their weight. When it comes to you and I, we're more than a 9 to 5. You know I'll always do what it takes. Well, I know that you've got your doubts, and we've seen our share of hard times. But I meant every word of my vows. If you look hard enough, you'll find a simple truth deep in my eyes, that my love
UvaldeRadio.net, Friday Night Live. We're live at Broadway, 830 at 100 East Main Street in downtown Uvalde. If you are in Uvalde proper, you got time to come out here, see some great live music by that gentleman right there. You heard a song called The Workin Kind by my boy Marshall, all the way from Katy, here back in Uvalde, and we are happy to see you, man. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely, man.
So, The Workin Kind, originally off the Sinners and Saints?
It was originally, yeah. So when we cut it on the Sinners and Saints record, it was more just like an acoustic kind of version. It was a real simple production. And what's really interesting, though, is that I think as people are out there looking for it, I've watched my spins on Spotify go up for that version along with the new version.
Yeah, it's good, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
And which I'm sure brings you more attention to the other tracks as well, too. So we talked about this before, but go ahead and for those who are hearing for the first time, what was the inspiration to kind of rework the song and re-release it now as a radio single?
Well, it was kind of cool. We got an opportunity last year to open for Wade Bowen, and
I know you're a big fan of Wade, too.
I love Wade.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's one of my favorite Texas artists, but when the promoter messages, normally when you get an opening spot like that, you get like 20, maybe 30 minutes, and then they want to spend most of the time on the main artist. Well, they didn't want that. They wanted us to play a 90-minute set.
Wow. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So I was like, got to come up with some stuff here. So, knowing that crowd was going to expect a lot more original material, I went digging through the bag, and I was like, what can I pull out of here that's going to be original and full band? And I listened to that one, and I was like, you know what, I bet this would sound good as a full band. So I got the band together and said, hey, let's pull this one together, let's see what y'all can do. And so the band put together this thing that kind of sounded like a Randy Rogers style version of that song, and I was like, this is cool. This sounded really good. And so we took it out, and people really responded really well to it when we opened for Wade. And I was like, you know what? Let me send this over to the radio promoter and see what he thinks. So we had a live version of it, which, the live recordings can be kind of rough, but he was like, absolutely. How quickly can we turn this one out? Because we're going to be buttoned up against some stuff here. And so I was lucky enough to be able to get into Rosewood Studio, which is where, Josh Ward and Aaron Watson and so many other great Texas artists have recorded, and they were able to squeeze me in for a single song, and it came together real quick, and we were able to get that one out on time, sort of, because it did kind of fall late, and most artists want their singles kind of rolling off sometime around October, and that's when we were starting to ramp up. Which was good in some ways, but then, you hit up against Christmas music and stuff, so it feels like this song has just been on the radio for a decade. Because
Christmas break takes a little bit of break. It's all Christmas music for a while, and then we kind of come back to the regular playlist. But, well, you know what? I mean, we kept it on the whole time, so, yeah, we've given it a lot of spins on our end, too. It is, if I'm not mistaken, your highest charting Texas country song.
Yep, absolutely.
So that is definitely a feather in your hat. I mean,
it feels good because, you work really hard at this. A lot of artists do, and our song went into the top 50. I think it's topped out at number 48, which doesn't sound like a lot. It's like, I didn't even break the top 40. But when you consider how much music, just in Texas alone that gets put out, it's like 1,000 songs a week.
It's hard just to get in the top 100.
It's so hard to be able to do that. So the fact that the radio responded so well to this one, we feel great about it.
It is a great song. Again, we're talking to Marshall. The new single is called "The Workin Kind," and let's go ahead and we got our drinks.
Yeah,
it's now my goal with the new season of Friday Night Live to share a shot with every artist here that comes across our city. So, what are we drinking today, Marshall? What's our shot? What's your shot of choice here?
This looks like Jack Daniels.
We got a little shot of Jack here.
Smells like Jack Daniels, and
I'm excited about it. Now I'm not a Jack drinker. I kind of like my whiskeys a little on the sweeter side. So I got myself a Coke back, as they say.
Okay,
so
you got yourself.
Now I know you're a tough, rock star, so I know you'll just kind of knock it out, right? Well, maybe we can wash it back with some of that Marshall hot sauce or barbecue sauce. We'll talk about that in a minute.
I don't know. This thing's so. I brought my friend Robert here some of my Sweet Carolina Fire barbecue sauce. I'm gonna do it
put that on camera.
People on live here.
Yeah.
And so this, I originally made it for pulled pork. Some friends of mine told me, hey, you got to go try this barbecue place. It's really good.
Yeah.
And being a native North Carolinian, I was like, I have a pretty high standard for pulled pork.
Right.
And it was terrible. It was awful. I was like, no. Hold on. Let me cook some barbecue for you.
But I think it's safe to say that up in North Carolina, you guys know how to cook a pig.
Yeah.
And we know how to cook a cow.
That's it.
That's the difference.
That's the
really,
big
right?
difference. Big difference.
Yeah.
So that being said, I was cooking some pork shoulders, and I was like, all right, well, if we're going to have some true Carolina-style pulled pork, I need to have a sauce to go with it. So I started with a base that I thought, hey, okay, this is a boilerplate barbecue sauce from North Carolina, and then I started adding stuff to it, thinking, oh, I wonder what happened if I did this. Oh, I wonder what happened if I did this. And I came up with this recipe.
Wow.
And so we're actually kind of looking now for some investors to come in and
mass market this
help us
bad boy.
take it out there so I can spend my time making music and barbecue sauce can pay the bills.
That'd be awesome, right?
That'd be great.
Be like Paul Newman of Texas Country, man. That'd be awesome.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Well, I'm going to definitely try it because I was going to keep it as a collector's item, but now you're talking so highly of it. I got to try it, man. So
I mean,
I'm going to
just keep the bottle. The bottle itself is
That's
the
right. I
is
can
the
fill it with any
collector's
old
item.
generic,
But I'll say this. So I've tried this making sloppy joes. It's awesome.
All right.
I have tried, of course, I tried on all kinds of barbecue, turkey, chicken thighs, whatever. I got a great slow cooker recipe for.
You going to leave me some recipes, some ideas?
I got plenty of ideas
I'll
for
jump
you.
into that.
Here's the other thing.
No.
This makes an amazing Bloody Mary.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You're going to have to give me that recipe for sure.
Absolutely.
Let's do this drink. All right. So
Let's drink some whiskey.
I'm going to do a pre-toast. This is going out to the Workin Kind. Great radio song by Marshall. As heard on UvaldeRadio.net. You can follow it up with whatever you got.
Working kind of people, too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Cheers.
Salud.
Oh, yeah. Woo. Man, having a shot of Jack in a minute. It was good, though.
Spicy.
Woo. Lordy. I'm a wise man for doing the Coke back. Faux show. Lordy, what's up? It's empty, see? It's empty. Let's go and do a song, man, because that song, oh, man. That just put me in a tailspin.
Aha! See what you did?
We're going to do a song here. It's Marshall. This is UvaldeRadio.net on Friday Night Live.
When love runs out and it takes us down, it's like a sparrow falling to the ground. We never saw it coming, didn't make a sound. I never knew that it would end like this. The great unknown, it's always a risk. I need to let go, but I can't forget. You put me in a tailspin. I don't know where I'm going or where I've been. I told myself I'm never gonna do this again. And now I'm living in a tailspin. When one door narrows, another goes wide. I still remember the very first time I looked your way and I met your eyes. I never knew that it would start like this. We kept it going, it was pure sweet bliss. The sweetest kiss that I'll never forget. You put me in a tailspin. I don't know where I'm going or where I've been. I told myself I'm never gonna do this again. And now I'm living in a tailspin. Falling out or falling in. Love will take you down like a hurricane wind. You'll end up in a tailspin. You won't know where you're going or where you've been.
UvaldeRadio.net. We are live at Broadway 830. It's Friday Night Live. It's every Friday night, 7 to 10 p.m. The rising stars of Texas music. And tonight, week 2 of Friday Night Live, we've got Marshall in from Katy. The song there is called Tailspin. And Marshall, that's one you've got a pretty cool companion video for, right?
Yeah. So it's the only music video that I've been able to do. Because music videos are very expensive, and I am not rich at all. So yeah, but and it was a great video. And I tell you, the funny thing is, the producer, he's like, you know, what kind of idea do you have for this? And I was like, I don't know, just kind of tell the story of the song itself. And he's like, well, do you have any models in mind? I was like, I don't know anybody like that. I don't have any friends, much less model friends. And he's like, all right, well, I think I got a few people I can reach out to. And one of them, the guy in the video, was his bass player for his heavy metal band.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
And the girl, her brother is the lead guitar player for a big-time heavy metal band called Between the Buried and Me.
Wow.
And it's funny, like I was sitting there thinking, oh, this is going to be cheesy, this is going to be bad. But we shot, the first thing that we shot with them anyway, was a scene where she's standing in the driveway and she's mad. Mm-hmm. And she got this like cold stare look on her face, and she played the scene, and I was sitting there thinking, yep, she's the perfect one. That's it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
It's a fun video. The girl's totally a cutie too, man.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, and the dude's cool. He's kind of got the right vibe for the song. It's fun, and you look great. It's good stuff. Now you know, you do have a lyric video for the Workin Kind.
I do.
Which actually is also really, really well done, man. So where did you get the footage for that? Is that just like stock footage?
You know who made that?
Who made it? Rachel?
I did.
You made that. All right, very good, man. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Rachel. She's one of your promotional
And
people.
I have started doing lyric videos for other artists.
Wow.
Because they saw it, liked it, and was like, who did that for you? And I was like, well, I did it.
It is solid, man.
Yeah, so no, honestly, I got that off a stock footage website.
Wow.
I paid like $25 for access to the site. I could download all the videos on one end, so I was like, heck yeah.
It looks great.
Thanks.
You know, and he gets the job done, right? So
yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, a lyric video doesn't necessarily have to be anything real crazy.
But I think the images actually do capture what we were talking about earlier. You know, the song. You know, the heart of the song. The guy actor that you got in there, that stock footage actor, is great. And I really love those. I guess what looks like the aerial footage, probably a drone
those are cool.
shot. Beautiful, man.
It was like the horses,
just
and
such
then
a
the cattle.
wide scaping. Yeah, I mean, it looks like I paid a good penny for that. So
well, yeah.
Way to manage your money, sir.
$25. Hey, when you're broke AF, then
I'm gonna
you
have to hire
gotta
you to make some promo videos
hey,
for
man,
us.
I'm happy to do it.
Awesome. All right. Once again, Marshall's here. He's doing Friday Night Live tonight, 7 p.m. live on the patio. $4 pints all night here on the patio only. Delicious pizza. We got some great food. We're going to be giving away our limited edition Uvalde Radio St. Patty's Day buttons. So if you don't have anything green to wear, come grab that today so you don't get pinched come on Sunday, and enjoy some live music. Now, Marshall, we skipped right over because you're an old friend. For those who are brand new to you, give us the quick biography. Tell us, where you came from, your little musical journey so far.
My parents found me under a rock. I was raised in the cupboard under the stairs. So I've been a musician my entire adult life, and we'll not talk about how long that's been, but I've been writing music now for the better part of a decade. And I'm originally from North Carolina, moved to Texas in 2019 for a job, and found a great home here in the Texas music scene, and haven't looked back since.
Fantastic, man. So, so you've got the album, or is it an EP? I guess it's
I have an EP that's out now.
So that's Sinners and Saints.
Sinners and Saints.
And then you've got the new single for the Workin Kind. Any other material out there that people can hunt down, find?
Ooh, it's fun that you asked.
Oh, okay, all right.
I am leaving from Uvalde to go to Tennessee and record this week.
Fantastic. So give me an ETA, man. What? I mean, obviously you're just heading into the studio.
I hate you.
But give us the best idea of what we can expect.
Best idea is I have no idea.
How many tracks you're working on?
So the goal. So here's the interesting thing. I've already got the bass tracks, like all the drums and guitars and everything, done for one song. That's completely done. We just got to get it mixed and put a lead vocal on. I've even got like backing vocals done for it. We just got to do the lead vocal.
It's pretty much a karaoke track at this point.
Well, I mean, it's an original karaoke track, but at this point, I mean, all I got to do is track the vocal on that one, and it's done.
Cool.
Now, that being said, if people who don't know much about studios, these days, for the most part, you can get a lot of stuff done very quickly. You don't have to spend months in the studio like you used to, 40 years ago.
Or even like, the Beatles back in the day.
I mean, if you don't like a take, cut it out, delete it off the screen, and do another one, and do another one, and do another one. And that's really what it boils down to is, that was awesome, do it again. That was perfect, do it again.
Awesome,
do exactly that again. Do something totally different again.
So this song you've already got pretty much worked out. Give us a little idea of what it sounds like, the direction you're going.
This will be the title track. It's called Bold, and it is just a straight banger, man. It's just a rocker.
Cool.
So the two of the tracks that I'm doing this week came from the same experience. My cousin was getting married, and my mom came to me and she said, can you write some songs, or can you write a song for her? And I was like, okay, great. And I found that when I do my best songwriting is when I'm trying to tell one person like something specific.
Okay.
And so I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, what can I tell my cousin about marriage, because I sucked at it.
Amen.
And so I was like, all right, well, let me explore that. Like, why did I suck at it? And so what I came up with was I was afraid to really be in love with that person. I was afraid what people would say and all this other stuff. And so I never went full force into it. I was afraid. And so my first thought was, be bold.
Gotcha.
So the song's called Bold, and that's where it came from. And so I let my family listen to my original demo of it, and they were like, that's good. It's not what we thought. I was like, you wanted me to write a song? Here it is.
They were expecting something like sappy and kind of like wedding-y, I guess, or...
So Mom was like, well, she can't dance to it for her first dance. And I was like, well, you left that requirement out. I didn't know what... Okay, so let me go back to the drawing board. Now I got to figure out something else to say to her. It's hard enough the first time. And so I just kind of thought to myself, marriage, dance, marriage. A marriage is a dance.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many similarities. It's actually it's almost a metaphor.
Right.
And so I have a song called I Won't Let the Dance Stop, because the one rule with a marriage is just don't stop.
Interesting.
Just like a good dance. Even when the music stops and everything is beautiful and pretty, just don't quit. So I'm recording that one as well. And that one's more of a Chris Stapleton kind of vibe. It's a little bit more of a waltzy kind of a song you can dance to.
Sure. Per her request.
Well, yeah, per Mom's request. But honestly, it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. Now, that being said, I've only got a week in the studio because, again, poor. But with one song basically almost done, we should be able to get 2 to 3 other songs done during that week.
Whoa, there we go. There's some wind out here, man.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
There is some wind out here.
You're blowing them away already, man.
That's
hasn't even started
what it
yet.
is. I'm full of hot air.
So you don't have to go into every song, but thematically, what's lyrically, musically, where are these new songs going?
There's a story that's being told here, and it
almost like a concept.
It is a concept album. Yeah.
Love it.
It's hard to tell a full story like that within 3 or 4 songs, but. There were some things that I went through between writing those 2 songs and now. So I'm probably going to be recording one called Stage Strangers. And that's on the other end of a relationship.
Gotcha.
And then I've got a few others that we're going to have to talk about because they kind of fit in the same storyline niche, but we just need to figure out which one's the best one.
Oh man, it sounds good, man. I love the way you write from the heart, and I love that you're writing with purpose. You're writing for people that you know and love, and I think it's important. That these have like real organic stories too.
Absolutely,
that's fantastic. Again, Marshall's here with us. He's going to be performing here in the patio in just a few minutes, 7 o'clock. If you might be listening to this in like pre-recorded, MP3 podcast format, be sure and check out the other interviews on the interviews tab at uvalderadio.net. It is a pleasure to have Marshall back. I guess we're going to wrap this up here in just a minute, get you playing live, but let's go into a song, and then we'll come back and wrap it up. Tell me a secret. We'll do this one. We'll come back and wrap things up with Marshall.
Told you, man. I'm going to the studio. That's a secret.
All right. And this is Friday Night Live. UvaldeRadio.net. It's Friday Night Live, week 2 for 2024. We're here at Broadway 830, 100 East Main Street, downtown Uvalde. It's the place to be. Live music starts at 7 p.m. with Marshall. That's another track of his called "Tell Me a Secret," and I love that, man. I love that how you kind of bring that red dirt sound there. Got a little red dirt rubbed in that bad boy.
A little rock and roll in there.
Yeah, and a little rock, like I said, Marshall rocks country.
That's it.
That's right, man. So looking forward to the new material, man.
Dude,
it's exciting.
I'm telling you, I'm more excited about. I mean, the EP that's out now and the music that's out now, I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. But I mean, I think any artist would tell you that the new stuff is where it's at.
Well, you're growing, man, and you're learning, you know, and I love it, man. So, and now, especially as far as you've had time to get feedback, and your music's gotten out there, and you've toured, and you've not only have you had your fans and your family and fans, but you have radio people, and you've got industry folk that have got that have given you insight and input, and I think that you just have so much more of a knowledge base, right?
It's true.
Going when you get
a lot more experience now,
more material. So I know you kind of dodged this question earlier, but give me an ETA. When can we expect something to drop, man?
February 30th.
Really? Okay. All right. So never, he says.
No, so there's a whole lot of things that need to happen for any type of music release, and we rushed to get the Workin Kind out before, and that hurt us a little bit in some ways.
Yeah.
So I want to take my time and make sure that we do all the right steps to get the EP out there, to give it its best chance to hopefully, and you know, the goal here is to make it go viral and Luke Combs this thing and come out of nowhere and people be like, who is this Marshall guy? What's this bold song? Let me listen to it.
I've got an idea. Tracy Chapman cover. There you go.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I could do worse. She's a heck of a songwriter.
No, but that's exactly what we're talking about. You live, you learn. You've been through a cycle before now with an album, and now you know what to look for, what possible things might slow you down or hinder or squash momentum, and what's going to do best to maximize your efforts. So,
yeah, absolutely. And so, there's just like a checklist of stuff that you got to do along the way to make sure that this happens before this and this happens before this, and you got to get this thing filed, and you got to submit this to this people and submit this to these people over here, and do all these things.
Busy work.
And so I hate to put a date out there before we have a lot of this preliminary stuff done.
Perfectly fine. It's just my job to ask.
But I would say look for it sometime in the summer.
Okay, cool. Well, that's sooner than I was thinking, the way you're talking. So, all right, man. Maybe some Marshall in the summer.
Maybe early fall.
Which would be awesome. Hey, fall will be fine, too.
Winter's probably in there, too.
Oh, why don't we just settle with February 30th, all right?
February 30th of next year.
Marshall, it's been awesome talking to you on the air again, man. Looking forward to seeing your set tonight. For those who are still maybe putting their smell good on and getting ready to head out the door, tell us what to expect tonight for your live performance.
You can expect to see some very handsome gentleman up here singing songs. I don't know who he is. I'm leaving here in a minute. I try to do a mix of covers and originals. I also try to mix up, old school country with some 90s country, maybe a little bit of pop and rock thrown in. I try to give everybody a little something to listen to, no matter what you listen to. So come on out and throw a request at me. I'll probably don't know it, but I'll at least look at you and nod, and I'll acknowledge your presence.
I can vouch for you. It's a great show, a well-rounded set, and we're looking forward to having you back again. So tonight, 7 o'clock, Marshall, live at Broadway 304, Friday Night Live. Again, $4 pints and delicious pizza and appetizers and lots of cool drink specials. Marshall, give us the website, socials, all that good stuff.
So everything you want to find me on is Marshall Rocks Country. Marshall Rocks Country, and that he does. All right, man. So y'all find him online and find him here tonight at Broadway 330. That's going to wrap it up. Yeah. Man, thanks for being out here again, man. I appreciate you having me every single time. I love it. All right, brother. Well, I'm Robert Miguel. That wraps up Friday Night Live, and we now resume regular programming on UvaldeRadio.net.